Hello there, my good friend Mario 100 Gamer. I want to start this video out by saying this is not only to help you out on how to become a better Dynamo player, but this is also a formal apology solely for the purpose and the fact that I did not teach you well enough as a friend and a mentor and a user of the Dynamo Roller on how to actually play this weapon. First things first, nothing about the weapon at all. Rather your build. Having Inksaver main is one of the things I value most in this world. Simply with my kit right now, instead of getting, a measly like 5.5 swings, I instead have literally like, what is that? Like 8.77 swings right now. Alright, as opposed to the usual. If you don't want to waste all of your, abilities on Inksaver main, that's fine. I will warn you though, simply adding one main makes it go from 5.5 to 7 swings. But if that's too much for you, you can literally just put a single main of it and you go from 5.5 to 6. So, and to really just exemplify my point, I'm gonna go above and beyond here and show you how this isn't just a me now thing. This is a me way back in Splatoon 2 thing, when I had, a lot of time on this weapon. So, with that being said, the most important thing is probably the Inksaver main. Second thing is one of the most important things for a Dynamo user is to jump when you're actually flinging your weapon. Something about the extra height you get when you do this for your shots make you actually be able to hit stuff like that. Like if I didn't do it at all from more distance, it would help. It's just a small tad bit. Oh, there you are in the top left of my screen. That's kind of ironic. But it's just something about that extra little oomph that you get from the jump. Another thing, I lied. I didn't mean to say vertical swings. I meant to say horizontal swings. When you usually try and move as the Dynamo Roller, let's say I'm right here and I try and get closer, I'm not going to hit that. I'm not going to hit that shot. But if I do my squid roll, I do hit it. So doing the squid roll into the Dynamo Roller flick not only makes it so that way you can hit shots that are farther away from you most of the time, but it also gives you that extra little bit of movement instead of literally the standing target that is essentially Dynamo Roller when you're just kind of chilling there and like, oh, I'm coming towards you. I'm swinging my thing. I'm coming at you. It actually gives you that extra little oomph to your weapon. Another thing about this weapon is that due to that little squid roll technique, if you get a bomb thrown at you, you can squid roll. Usually you can squid roll away from it if you're not stupid with the timing like I am, and not have to deal with that. But another tip I can always give you for a Dynamo Roller is just, never, if you hit ZR, you're dead by a bomb, essentially. That is the point I'm trying to get at here. So just don't stand in front of bombs, because if not, you die. There's literally no way out of it. You're just dead. Tips that aren't just the weapon, but rather, since I am recording this before the Golden Dynamo Roller comes out, I have no idea what its sub is gonna be. But this is more tips for Sprinkler. Sprinklers are great because you just put them down and it's free. It's free points for your special, Who doesn't like free points for their special? I know, I love it. So, I was going to go ahead and just give you a compilation in my photos of every single good sprinkler spot. But I decided, instead of just doing that, because that would be boring, I started out with it, because I put sub, I went in order, Scorch Gorge, putting it there. It's kind of nice, putting it, like, on, essentially putting it on like the backs of like the new like bulletin boards, like advertisements and the polls and stuff that they've added now to the maps. It's always going to be a good spot because they're usually high up. This is a relatively good one, even though it's on spot zones. Putting it underneath the catwalk's kind of good because you have to either shoot down at it or aim up and shoot up at it. How many people are in those spots? It's kind of distracting. Yeah, there's my another example of like the things that were used to block snipers. Those are pretty good spots to put them because people have to get on the other side of it, and then they're in the open. Instead of being behind this cover right here, they're over here, and then you could be right here, and then you could get them from there. You know. Um, this is one of my favorite spots personally. Just because this thing up here moves from side to side, so you get that little bit of coverage. It's very annoying to shoot at, especially when it's moving, like a moving target. Another one that you have to deal along with the dynamo roller that's absolutely going to just destroy you, especially if they're where I am, just like in this middle position right here, and you're like down here on like the sides. That's not fun to deal with. Another tip, being up on high ground. No one wants to deal with a dynamo that's like in a higher position from them because they are going to die immediately. That's why I love this map and like Humpback Pump Track. That is so much fun to just be in the middle and just rain down on everyone. It's great. This one is another personal favorite of mine, even though it's Wahoo World, because this area down here it moves. So if I leave my little sprinkler here, maybe refresh it after like the little platform goes back out. But look, I covered the whole thing. That whole entire circle is just covered. I mean, granted, there's no one else there, but that whole entire circle is just covered due to me just placing down a sprinkler there, and that's kind of awesome. Same thing with the museum, putting it on this little sucker right here. It moves. It's great. It just circles the whole area. So what? A sniper can be standing like right over there and then just shoot my little sprinkler off. I got this little semicircle over here while I'm already painting this area over here, It's great. It's a multitasker. I love it. It's great. Any tips for Tacticooler? I personally just love throwing it out for all of my friends to use, and then to just absolutely go in and like get into like shooter range, which is kind of stupid of me, but sometimes my stupid plays are awesome. But then I immediately get a respawn, so it's kind of great. Also, it's really funny to trick out like some chargers when I just show up immediately and come up, because usually they're expecting the long charge from the dynamo because they're like, oh, it's a dynamo, it's a slow weapon, they're gonna take forever to come up. No, you idiot, I'm immediately there and I'm in your face. That was my TED talk. I love this weapon so much. I'm gonna marry it someday. But yeah, thanks for watching.